This is Waupaca Local Live. You move toward what you think about you. Move toward what you think about you. Move toward what you think about you. You move toward what you think about you. Move toward what you think about you. Move toward what you think about you. Our thoughts determine our future. Choose carefully, our thoughts determine our future. Choose carefully, wake up in the morning, create a new day. Leave behind the baggage of all your yesterdays, recreating memories. Open your mind, open your heart, and you'll be there. You'll be there, yeah. Nothing is good or bad. Makes it so. Nothing is good or bad. Thinking makes it so. Wake up in the morning, create a new day. Leave behind the baggage of all your yesterdays. Recreate. Open your mind, open your heart, and you'll be there. You'll be there, yeah, yeah. Move toward what you think about you. Move toward what you think about you. Move toward what you think about you. You move toward what you think about you. Move toward what you think about you. Move toward what you think about you. Our thoughts determine our future. Choose carefully, our thoughts determine our future. Choose carefully, yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you.
Welcome to another edition of Waupaca Local Live on 96.3 FM. I'm Wes Powers with the lovely and talented Marcy Boku. How are you doing, Marcy?
I'm excellent. Excellent.
Excellent.
Speaking of Wayne's World, we've been talking about Wayne's World a little bit.
Yeah.
So we have an old friend of yours here, Galynne Goodwill.
We do have Galynne in the studio live.
Hi, everybody.
And she just did an awesome song, and I guess we'll start out our show talking about what is that song about, Galynne?
Well, the song is called Future, and I actually wrote it after watching the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that movie. It's about quantum physics and how our thoughts are real, and that, you know, there are ways that, when you think about things, your thoughts go out into the future and create your reality. And,
Did you know that, Wes?
No. It's kind of over my head already. Is that a documentary?
It is. It's like a movie documentary. It's called What the Bleep Do We Know? And it's.
But it has a storyline too,
yeah.
which is cool because I like things with storylines.
Yeah, Marlee Matlin stars in it, and but the song was written from a scene from Dr. Joe Dispenza, who talked about creating his day, and that he creates his day in such a way that he knows that he created it because miracles happen and or magic happens, and so that song was inspired by that movie, and I highly suggest watching What the Bleep Do We Know. It'll change your world.
Is it on Netflix by chance?
It could be.
Yeah.
It might be. It's What the Bleep Do We Know?
I'll have to check that
.com.
out.
All right, so it's really about manifesting and having thoughts that meld with the way you want things to go. Would that be a good?
I mean, I think about in the world right now that, when you think about social media and, people's anger and, I always think we got to just be really careful about what we're thinking and what we're saying, because we really do want to create a better future for our world, and I think the best way to do that is to start thinking the way that we want to live our future.
Absolutely.
So that's why I chose that song.
Very timely opening song.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right?
Yeah. Thank
So last time we saw you was at the concert that we had in Waupaca.
Yeah, the block party, 96.3 block party.
Right. Yeah. It's you performed pretty early in the day. It was kind of a strange, time to get a concert going. So tell us about that experience.
Oh, I loved it. It was a beautiful day. It was funny because thinking about thoughts creating your future, I was like, oh, wow, I got Rockstar parking, and I parked as close as I could possibly get to the park. But then I realized that I parked at the polar opposite, so I was like walking down the hill with my guitar. I loved it, by the way. It was like this was meant to be. But it was a beautiful day, and everybody was very welcoming, and it was nice to meet the staff at 96.3 and some of the other musicians. And that was your first.
That's when we first met.
And that was your first block party, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It was the first one.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very successful in the future as well.
Yeah, the
first event.
The first one's always kind of a rough draft of things to come.
Right.
You were
always lessons learned.
And things like that.
So give us some ideas of places that you play. Where people can come and hear you.
Well,
You're
I like
based
to
in Rapids,
play.
Right? Or outside of Rapids.
I live in Wisconsin, on the outside of Wisconsin Rapids, on a cranberry marsh with my husband, and we've been living on the marsh for about 5 years. But we used to do music full time, was our sole source of income, and now that we live on the cranberry marsh, Mark does that full time, and so we just play shows that we like. So this weekend we're going to be playing Madeline Island at Tom's Burndown Cafe, and we like to play all over the state instead of just locally and just playing in one city, because people can get sick of you. She plays all the time, we don't have to go see her. So
we'll catch her next time.
It is, so I do like to mix it up, and this summer I've been doing a lot of organic farms and playing harvest. I'll be playing a harvest party in Vespertine in September, and I'm not exactly sure what weekend that is, but so I've been doing a lot of shows that kind of resonate with who I am and what I like to do.
You tend to do a lot of things that are either outdoors or they're with a cause or in kind of a organic setting. Is that
sometimes?
Really what you're looking for?
I mean, Tom's Burndown Cafe is as organic as you can get it, but it's not organic food. It's organic attitudes, and it's a great place. But I do the range of whether it's bars or concerts or cafes. But this summer I've been doing a lot of outdoor shows, and that's been a lot of fun.
That's cool. And you're playing a lot of your own music, right?
I try to do a lot of my own music, but I also mix in a other people's original music. That's the way I say it these days.
Well, that's a
So
good
it's
way to
all
say it.
original. Some of them are my originals. Some of them are other people's originals. So,
Very clever.
but I do try to do that in a way. I try to bring songs that are nostalgic or that make people feel good or like, oh, I just love that song. So
Awesome.
Yeah, I think at our previous guest, Irene's Garden, they played at Tom's Burned Down
Right.
Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
And they were talking about that a little
Oh,
bit.
nice.
And so your husband, Mark, he plays percussion, correct?
Yep, Mark on drums. He
Mark on
plays
drums. That's all one word, by
Yes,
the way.
it
I
is.
think it is. Mark on
He
drums.
has everybody trained.
Yeah. So is Mark the only other band member that you have?
Yeah, it's usually either myself or Mark and I.
Yeah.
It just works for us. We get excited and try to have other people, but for some reason, just the solo or the duo just seems to work better for us, you
Yeah.
know, and everybody else.
Less equipment to log around. too.
Right.
Yeah.
When it's just the two of us, we know when we're ready to go and getting in the car and driving. So I actually like doing it that way. Although I do like doing other projects with other people. Marcy and I have done a music project called Carmelita with another one of our friends, Connie
That's where that
Chomsky,
came from, that
Fayetteville.
messaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering the whole
And-
Carmelita.
Yeah. Once in a while we get together and do
Yeah.
a few shows here and there. It's been a while, but
Right.
I know Connie's really pulling for us
She
to
would,
do
she
some
would
stuff.
like to. Hi, Connie. If you're
Hi,
listening.
Connie.
Hi, Connie. Whoever Connie is.
Well, let's have another song from you. You got another one?
I
for us?
do. The name of this song is called Obvious.
Obvious.
Yes.
All
And
right.
it's I dedicate this song to people who have friends that they love, but they don't think exactly like you on every topic. You know,
Which happens a lot
like
nowadays.
religion, politics,
Yes.
healthcare.
Say no more.
All right. So we're going to have
right.
another one from Galynne Goodwill.
I left my religion a long, long time ago. And there is freedom, oh, there is freedom in going with the flow. I don't wanna argue about who's wrong or right. I just want to honor you as you are standing in your light. Oh, yes, I do. It's obvious to me. It's obvious to you. We simply disagree on this different points of view. And that's okay. I'm gonna love you anyway, yeah. Well, I used to be pretentious, ooh, and I used to hold a grudge, oh yes I did. Always judging those who hate and hating those who judge. That's not a way to live. I'm not gonna argue, and I really don't wanna fight. Oh no, I just want to honor you as you're standing in your light. Oh yeah, yeah. It's obvious to me. disagree on this different point of view. And that's okay. I'm gonna love you anyway. Ooh, and I hope you feel the same way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Thank you. Thank you.
We got a really great audience
Yeah,
here.
thank you
We
guys
should
so
hire them to
much.
come
There's some
every
kids in the back, like jumping up and down.
Welcome back to Waupaca Local Live on 96.3. We have the wonderful and talented Galynne Goodwill here. Galynne, I got a question that's been kind of eating at me a little bit. You sing and play guitar so well. For all those aspiring musicians out there, how do you combine the two? I mean, I know there's a certain technique. How do you sing and play at the same time? Because I've been playing for 17 years and I can't sing and play at the same time.
Well, Marcy and I could probably both answer that question, but it just starts with, even if you just played an E minor, and I'll tell you what, when I used to play bass, I play bass, and it's hard to play bass and sing. Sometimes I'd have to do each note really, really slow, like to get the bass line and the note that I want to sing. So it really does take practice and belief in yourself too. I think what we learn sometimes is we say, I just can't do it. And so sometimes that actually hinders our ability. And a quick story about that, when I was singing with one of my girlfriends many years ago, her name's Sarah Zacek, and we started a band called the Voices of Eve. And I said, I just don't write music. And she said, well, that's your first problem, is you say you can't do it. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, well, that is the greatest thing I've ever heard. And so right after that, I started writing music. I've only been writing for maybe about 12 years or so, but so I believe in you, Wes. I know you can do it, and
Well,
I cannot
thank you.
wait until the next time. Next time you have a guest, you need to bring on your guitar and show us that you could sing and play at the same time.
Maybe I can just hum or whistle and,
I think whistling
You could
is
do
harder
that.
than singing.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah.
That's what I heard is you
Yeah.
got to start humming first and then kind of get the
Well, I
rhythm
think you have to sing a lot just away from your instrument. You have to
Yeah.
just sing a lot.
Yeah,
away from the shower maybe.
Away from the shower.
Yeah.
sing
Yeah,
while
don't bring your
kids are
guitar in the
car.
shower. Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Especially if it's
That's a bad
electric.
idea.
Right.
Stay away from electric guitars in the shower.
Yeah. Do you have electric?
No, just a radio acoustic, nothing like yours.
So, audience, do you believe in Wes? Can he do it? Yes, he can. Yes, we believe in you. You just a little practice, little belief, and you'll be on your way.
So when did you actually know that this was something that you wanted to do?
Oh, well, I've been singing since I can remember, little baby. I don't remember being a baby, but I remember being little and loving to sing. And I guess off and on over the years, I've raised 4 children and they're all adults now. And through those years, I didn't do as much music, but there was a point where, I was actually working in the corporate world and just said goodbye to that, to do music full time. And that was about 10 years ago that I did that. And I was really grateful that I did it. And I'd say, there's different ways of saying your success, but to be able to quit a corporate job and to do music full time and be able to pay your bills, I thought that was, I'd say that was a success,
Yeah,
and I don't do it now for my full-time job, but I'm happy to say that I did it. And,
You had that experience.
Yeah,
which
that I
is
had that
really cool.
experience. And it
Yeah.
was great to have my partner, Mark. He was great at booking the gigs, and, I did the posters.
It's very admirable to see, local musicians come on this show and chase their dreams, and do what they love and what they believe in, as opposed to working. Well, you got to start somewhere,
Right.
you can't. But, it's really good to see, you know.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
So you've got a couple CDs.
I do have a couple CDs. I actually have 3 that I've recorded, but one of them is not really. That was a long time ago. But my first CD.
You want to bury that one?
No, it was pretty good, but it was not. You know,
Really
it wasn't the best
envisioned
quality. It's all fine, but one of the songs on that CD did make it to a best of Radio Noir. That was many years ago. So it was good in that way. You know, there was good music on there. But anyway, my first CD that I have that's available here at this radio station is called Every Little Part. And that was actually released 10 years ago this summer. Huh. And Mark and I were married 10 years. And the day that it was released was our wedding reception. So we gave everybody a CD coming into, you know. So, and there is a song on there that I'll probably do at some point called True, which is about following your heart, which sort of made me think of, because you were saying people who do this as a career, it is about following your heart and being true to yourself. So.
And not only with music, with anything in life.
Yeah.
You know, you got to do what you love.
It doesn't have to just be music,
you know, not a lot of people have that, you know, the guts to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Or just they're afraid and they need a little push.
Right.
Yeah. So what was your push? What made you leave the safety of your position?
Wow. Boy, that's...
Or did you just
no. I mean, I remember sitting in the parking lot, or in our driveway. Mark and I were living in Madison, and I just was feeling the pull to just do music. And he said, well, quit your job. Let's move back. Let's move back to Almond, by the way.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Do you say Almond?
I say with an A. Almond, right, Tina?
Yeah.
Almond.
Almond.
I actually
almond.
like saying almond.
Yeah.
It gives me great pleasure to say almond.
Yes. So and I was great. My boss at my job was a fan of the music too, and she gave me my blessing. Actually,
that's nice.
she actually married us. So, and I left my job.
Going on?
No, it wasn't exactly that.
She did the ceremony.
She married. Oh,
okay,
yeah. We were all married together.
The 3 of you got married.
No, she was her.
All right, sorry.
No, so Jean married us. So I had her blessing, actually, to leave my human resources job to do music full time, and moved to Almond, and
the metropolitan area of Almond.
Lived with Mark's mom and dad for a little bit to get on our feet, you know.
Okay.
And we recorded our first album, Every Little Part. And then a few years later, we recorded our second album, which is called Lovers of Wisdom. And the first song that you heard, Futures, the last 2 songs were on that album.
Okay. So you're going to play something from the first album?
I am, and I also want to play my ukulele a little later too. Do the song.
Yes.
But I will do the song "True." It's about following your heart.
Okay.
All right, let's have it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Galynne Goodwill.
Telling people to thine own self be true. 'Cause when you're true to yourself, you're true to all of those around you. Well, I know for a fact it's much easier to say, you know it is. Distractions all around us, being pulled every which way. Sometimes it's easier to do what everyone else is telling you to do. But you can't convince me they know more about your heart than you do. Who could know more than you? Well, the story goes both ways. It's not for me to tell you how to live your life. It doesn't matter if I'm a mother, a sister, a daughter, a friend. is telling you to do, but you can't convince me. They know more about your heart than you do. Who could know more than you? To thine own self be true. Who could know more than you? To thine own self be true. Do 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 do. To thine own self be true. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we're in the studio with Galynne Goodwill from Wisconsin Rapids.
Wisconsin Rapids. Cranmore, to be exact.
Cranmore.
Yeah.
Is that like a suburb or?
Sort of. It's just it's outside of Wisconsin Rapids, Cranberry Marsh land.
So it's a
Yeah.
take on the business
Yeah.
there. Okay.
All right. So, Wes, do you mind if I ask a few questions?
Shoot.
All right. So, Galynne, I want to know, I know that you did this and it was really quite a deal. You actually sent in a video for the NPR Tiny Desk concert.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
so was that nerve-wracking? And did you have professional photographers?
No, this is so
Did you
funny.
just kind of do it yourself?
No,
and send it in?
you'll really. I don't never get to share this inside story, so you'll really appreciate
All
it.
right.
So Mark said, Galynne, I think you should be sending in a Tiny Desk.
So what is Tiny Desk?
Tiny Desk is on National Public Radio, and the year that I did was the second year that they did it, where they took submissions for people, anyone who had an original song.
Right.
Part of the stipulation, you had to have a desk in your video, and you submitted it, and then they had some judges, and they all looked at at thousands of different songs, and they picked a winner. And anyway, so Mark said, a couple weeks before it was over, like, you should really think about doing a Tiny Desk, like doing your new song, Precious People. And I was, sort of rolling my eyes, and not because it's just like, what could I do and how could I make this happen, but the last day to submit it in the morning, I said, Mark, I think I have an idea. We have a hot tub, and we have this little floating little table. And I said, I think, and we have like an old phone. I said, I think we should do it in the hot tub, and have the desk sort of floating towards me. And Mark said, that's a great idea. And actually, so he worked that day, and it was a beautiful snowfall. And we were like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so great, with the snow. But he ended up having to work late and whatever. So it got dark and you couldn't see the snow, and because that would have been so awesome. But anyway, so we just recorded it on our iPhones.
Oh, really?
And just the idea, I did like a to-do list, make Tiny Desk concert, and then it was on a little floating desk, and it moved towards me. And
Oh, that's cute.
so
I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah.
you mentioned that, I forgot about that outtake.
And
Yeah, that's cute.
and I got it submitted like at 11:40, 20 minutes before the deadline,
Right.
So it was a little nerve-wracking because the hot tub was hot and my hands were sweating,
Yeah,
and
keep that
and I was
ukulele up.
having a little nervous breakdown, but then I would be smiling. We did a couple takes, and
Yeah, how many takes? Two? Three?
probably three or
That's
four
pretty
takes,
good.
but we had to do it because it was really hard to play the ukulele with sweaty hands and the steam rolling out of the water.
And looking back
was
in
just-
hindsight, you would do it so that you wouldn't have those types of things happen, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was just whatever. We were really pleased with it. And I didn't win, but the person that won, her name is Galynne Lee, and she's a beautiful songwriter from Duluth, Minnesota. And when I heard
a
when they
coincidence.
they said, and the winner is Galynne, and I was like, I think they would have told
you
me
want-
that I would.
Yeah.
But it wasn't me. It was somebody else. So.
So this was a
that's
nationwide
weird.
contest?
Yeah, it's a national
Yeah, national,
contest.
but it was somebody from Duluth, Minnesota that won. And
Wow.
anyway, her song was beautiful, and she was really worthy of winning for a whole bunch of reasons. But my video did make it into the most creative tiny desks, so that was awesome. I got the consolation prize.
That's
but,
cool. That's
But
really cool.
I'd be happy to do a song for you guys.
Yeah.
Are you
How
gonna
about we
do-
just do it right here?
Are you going to do that
Absolutely.
song?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that song.
All right.
now. You guys
Awesome.
just stay right here.
All right.
Look at this little ukulele.
And-
You guys have a hot tub?
We do not have a hot tub,
All
but we
right.
do have a live audience in this studio. The people on the radio really can't see that, but they can hear us. And I'd like to say this is our best audience to date. We've
Yeah.
got really great.
Thank you
they're
guys
just
so much.
Totally paying attention and loving you, Galynne.
Yeah. Well,
We've
I
got
wanna-
some kids in the audience, and I just want to
Yeah.
say that it's awesome for people to do this with kids around
agree.
because it's a great inspirational thing.
Yeah,
isn't it?
thank you all for coming.
All right.
And let me just set up the song. I mean, it's a long introduction on the tiny desk, but this song I imagined being in a musical where there's a little kid sitting next to their mom and saying, "Why is the world so messed up right now?" And the mom hugs the little kid and says, "Well, let me tell you about it." And this is it. Politics, policies, paperwork, penalties, all take top priority over precious people, you and me, divided in polarities and drowning in old realities, taking no responsibility and unaware of what could be. I blame and you shame, and we forget that we're all the same, immersed in this corruption game. Together, yeah, we're in it all together. So what do you say we put the labels away and have a real conversation? It's easy to start, you just speak from the heart and then listen. What do you say we put the labels away and have a real conversation? It's easy to start, you just speak from the heart and then listen. So no more politics, no more policies, no more paperwork that takes top priority over precious people, you and me. Let's create a new reality. Let's sing. Ba 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 da ba. Ba 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 da ba. Ba 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 da ba ba da ba. Do 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 do.
getting at the backside of all of this
Yeah,
music.
thank you,
and
Marcy. Thank
having
you, Wes. I'm
conversation.
so grateful that you guys are doing this for local artists. I mean, you're actually really creating great opportunities
Absolutely.
for people like us. So I'm very
Yeah.
grateful for that.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, in closing, thank you, Galynne. It was wonderful to have you here also. And thank you, audience members.
Thank you guys so much. I just wanted to say that you can listen to my music, actually 96.3. Thank you guys
That's
for playing
right.
it. But also you can check out my albums at galynne.com, and that's GALYNNE.com. And that'll take you to Bandcamp, and you can listen to music online for free, or you can purchase the CDs as well. So thank you very much.
All right, and so everybody, thanks for paying attention. Thanks for listening. And remember that you do not need to order a straw when you order your drink. Less plastic. Just say
Right on.
no straw.
No straw.
Thanks a lot. We'll
Yeah.
see you next time.